So the concept of American depository receipts has been around for nearly 100 years, and that is when a bank or custodian issues a negotiable instrument that represents an underlying security. So typically in an American depository receipt, what you have is a foreign company that wants to list its stock on a American stock exchange, and then a custodian or a bank, usually a large bank, issues the ADR, the American Depository Receipt, and one ADR represents one share of the foreign company's stock. And so crypto depository receipts have come online, and it's a great idea because the big problem with trading and the great inefficiency with securities markets is the fact that settlement still takes long. Like in most cases, settlement of a securities trade, while you do it instantaneously, almost on your screen, can take 2 to 3 days, right, for the settlement to actually occur on the books of the corporation, and through DTC. So the ability to incorporate and put this on the blockchain as a securitized asset takes your settlement from 2 to 3 days down to conceivably 2 to 3 hours, if not less. And then you have issues with, especially in the securities industry, with things like dividends, proxy voting, things of that nature. All of that could be handled through an immutable ledger, which would streamline the process, obviously make it a lot more cost effective, make it a lot more redundant, and overall would be perhaps a better option. And you see a couple of companies out there, CDRs being one of them, that is working on crypto depository receipts. But crypto depository receipts can actually represent anything, right? A crypto depository receipt is just a negotiable instrument that represents another asset, right? So that asset could be many different things. It could take many different forms. It doesn't have to be a share of stock necessarily. And the reality is, from a legal perspective, the crypto depository receipt takes the form of the underlying asset to which it represents. So in the case of, let's say, a note or like a bond, right? If that crypto depository receipt, you buy one and it represents a bond, that bond is a security. In order to trade that CDR, you would have to have an exchange that is licensed to trade securities. Same could be said, obviously, if the CDR represented a share of common stock, or in the event that it represented a share or some interest in a commodity, it would represent a commodity interest. So while a great concept, we run back into the same problem. There simply isn't a market that exists right now that allows for crypto-based assets, securitized crypto-based assets to trade, right? You don't have that. Like you don't have that ATS, that alternative trading system that's come online yet. But conceivably, this solves a great deal of problems, and conceivably you can incorporate this into the major exchanges that already exist. But right now, you don't have that. So for crypto exchanges that are out there, and you see a lot of different attempts through ICOs, REOs, and STOs to have some sort of crypto depository receipt, some sort of CDR, the problem that you're going to run up against is, again, you're taking the form of the underlying asset. So just because you're selling a token, right, and that token represents a share of Berkshire Hathaway or whatever you may want to buy, let's say, especially like in a fund context, which is where I've seen a lot of these CDRs, that doesn't get you around the need to be licensed as either a national securities exchange in the US or as an alternative trading system, which to date has proven very difficult for crypto-based and securitized asset-based operations. So while great in concept, great in intent, and probably one of the most bona fide useful applications of blockchain to date, right, the CDR is really limited in scope because of the current regulatory environment. And for my current crypto exchange clients or my future crypto exchange clients who are wanting to create these crypto exchanges, CDRs, and there's a lot of different CDR products out there, they're either securities or they're commodities, right? The underlying asset would have to be, in order for there to be a CDR, else there'd be no reason to have the CDR, right? It just wouldn't make any sense to put a token on top of a utility token. There's no point. So you have to understand that you are effectively assuming the 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 status of that underlying asset with the CDR, which again is very, very, very powerful, but from a regulatory standpoint, at this point, very, very vague and very, very much in a gray area. So, crypto depository receipts. If you have any questions starting one, want to trade one, want to list one, check me out, Adam Tracy, Tracy.io, and I will talk to you later.